I've gathered up all the different ingredients that we rated our pantry and refrigerator to see what are some of the meals we can put together when there seems like there's absolutely nothing to eat in the house. So, and I made a list of all the different ones that I came up with, and you might have some ideas for some different meal ideas for when you can't find anything to eat. So the first one I have is if I have, excuse me, eggs. I have lunch meat of some sort. I've got turkey and I've got ham here, and I've got cheese. So with these three ingredients, I can create an omelet. So breakfast, I mean, whether you're looking for lunch or dinner, breakfast for dinner is always a great choice. So all you need is eggs, cheese. You could scramble them. You can make an omelet. Simple dinner idea there. I also happen to have some salsa in there, so if you wanted to make some salsa. Kind of with these similar ingredients. So if you have, again, eggs, ham, or turkey, some cheese, and if you have, let's see, over here, if you have some tortillas, boom, and I happen to have some leftover bacon as well, you could make breakfast tacos. So again, breakfast is always a great option for lunch, dinner, anytime. Breakfast is always a good choice, especially for those times when you don't have anything to eat, it seems like. So another option, I'm going to put these to the side. Another option, if I went into my fridge in my pantry, and if I just had some bread, I could also take some, I think we had cheese. So I've got these cheese slices and I've got bread. You can make a grilled cheese. So I can just get some cooking spray on the stovetop, make a grilled cheese. If you've got some lunch meat of some sort, you can make a grilled ham and cheese, grilled turkey and cheese, different ideas there. If you have your bread, I didn't grab the peanut butter out, but if you have bread and jelly and your peanut butter, I didn't grab it, but you get it. You can make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and then I also had some carrots in the fridge, so you could have that with a side of carrots, or here there, with a side of apple slices. Make a quick meal there. Another option is if you've got bread. Remember I had some leftover bacon from when I made pancakes or waffles over the weekend. So if I've got bread, I've got bacon, if I've got some lettuce, and I just happen to have a tomato, boom, BLTs. So I've got my bread, my bacon, lettuce, and tomato. I was trying to make the bread the B. Bacon, lettuce, and tomato right there. You've got a sandwich. I can have it with a side of carrots. I could have it with a side of my apple slices. There's a meal right there. One of the meals that I always like to make that's I seem to whip up a lot when I have nothing to eat and I don't want to go to the store yet is I usually have some extra pasta laying around. So this is extra spaghetti, because sometimes cooking the whole box leaves us with too much pasta and some leftover penne. So I can heat up for my lunch. I toss this together a lot. I can heat up some leftover pasta, and then I mix it with some lettuce, and usually like to get some Parmesan cheese and sprinkle it on there with some olive oil and some red wine vinegar. That makes a tasty lunch. And if you had some leftover protein like chicken or shrimp, chicken or shrimp, something like that, you could put that together. So that's an easy pasta salad meal. Also, you could mix together, I've got the pasta here. I had some leftover broccoli that didn't get cooked last week, so I could mix that together with either some of the Parmesan cheese or some of the shredded cheese. That would make a nice meal. You could do that with the pasta, or you could do that with your rice. I usually have rice stocked in my fridge, so I could do broccoli, rice, and cheese. That would make a good meal, or a side dish. But if you don't have anything to eat, that would make a great meal. Let's see. We talked about if you have cheese and tortillas, you can make a quesadilla. So I've got my cheese here, my tortillas, and then if I've got some cheese, either cheese slices, and you got nothing to eat in the house, you'll use whatever you can. And then my cheese here, it could be mozzarella cheese, it could be cheddar cheese. Put it between two tortillas, heat it up on the oven. You got quesadillas. You can add some lettuce on top if you've got lettuce with your quesadillas. got sour cream. You can put sour cream on your quesadilla, and you can also use salsa. So it's really just kind of about using your imagination and thinking a little bit outside of the box and putting these ingredients together and calling it something that sounds like a meal. So sometimes if it's like, oh, I just have a tortilla and some cheese, that doesn't sound fun. But if you say, oh, anybody want quesadillas? Oh yeah, quesadillas, that sounds good. But if you're just offering people, oh, I've got eggs and ham, does anybody want some? No one's gonna say, oh yeah. But if you say, oh, does anybody want an omelet? Ooh yeah, we'd love an omelet. So it's kind of about selling it to your family sometimes. Once you get, if you have, of course, if you have bread and your cheese and your lunch meat, you can make a sandwich. You can add lettuce to it. What were some of the other things? Okay, so if you have the leftover, you've got leftover noodles. It could be spaghetti, you can break them up, or this penne. And you've got chicken broth. I usually like to keep some chicken broth on hand because you never know when you're gonna need it. And so you can put that together. You can make a soup. I've got these carrots here. I could chop them up into little pieces and put them in my soup. So then I've got like a chicken noodle soup going there. That would be good. Mentioned if you've got, you can have the rice casserole, and then how lucky if you're starving and have to make the rice casserole and you've got broccoli left over, that's perfect. One simple meal that we make a lot when we don't feel like cooking or there's nothing to eat, such an exaggeration, is if you've got, did I bring the honey? Yeah, so if you've got oatmeal, you can put your oatmeal, and my husband eats this for dinner a lot on those, usually Thursday night is a leftover or fend for yourself night, so he usually ends up making oatmeal. So we make it with oatmeal, and then some brown sugar, some honey, some pecan pieces, some pieces of nuts there. I like to also chop up some apples, so I would take these apple slices and mix it in there. He likes to put berries in there sometimes, so that creates a meal there as well. Of course, cereal, that's easy. Did we do the nachos yet? That's also one of my favorite things to throw together, some nachos. So if you happen to have chips, got some tortilla chips, got my shredded cheese. I mean, that's the basic, bachelor nachos that a lot of people made in college, so you've got those. But if you want to step them up a notch, you could add salsa to it, and you could add sour cream, and you could add lettuce, give it some health benefit there. I've even got this tomato, you could add the tomato, and then you've got a much fuller meal of nachos. If you happen to have beans, that's also good, you could add that in there. And then, of course, breakfast tacos, I think I mentioned that earlier. If you've got the tortillas, you can roll that into your breakfast taco and have breakfast for dinner. So a lot of it's just about getting creative. I like to usually plan out things that I'm going to eat, and it has recipes, and it's really kind of to sell it to your family. It's kind of about giving it a name. So you want to say, hey, I've got some random stuff I'm going to throw together. Do you want to eat it? But if you said, hey, do you want nachos? Then, oh yeah, that sounds great. And so just kind of being creative, searching in your pantry, seeing what you have, and then keeping those staple items around. Let me know some of the ideas that you have when there's absolutely nothing to eat in your house. What is it that you come up with?